Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, this will be the second time flying the Durafly RB. Going to take her up and have fun. We're going to fly around, just trying to check a few things out, try to do a little bit of inverted, see what kind of tricks I can do with her. And then on the second flight, we're going to do a speed run, then we'll do a battery report after all that. All right. I have an AR630 antennaless receiver in there. Okay. With safe and have the
AS3X mode, safe mode with launch assist.
And I have the launch assist in there, but launch assist doesn't really kick in until you get like 75% throttle, so may not even need it right now, but got safe on anyways. All right, right, left, up, down, right, left. Okay. All righty.
AS3X mode.
All right. Just dropped my checker. I'm getting in the way of the, just so you know, I'm running an 1800 Superior 4S in there. All right, we're going to rip it. Take it up. This one definitely does not have a pause. All right, we're going to kind of slow. All right. All right. Want to take it up now?
Time remaining 3 minutes.
This is where that stripe on the top of the wing and that one side of the wing is a huge help. All right, we're going to take it up again. If ever you had a question about the AR630's range, that just put that question to rest. Plenty of range in the AR630. All right, little ripper of a plane. Now I put a thing of packing tape on the underside of it to help with landing. So I'm going to land on the Geotech. Out of the power, just a little bit of power now. Just a little bit. Kind of hold off as long as I can. There we go. All right, belly lander, so obviously I got to go get her. Definitely I'm glad I put that packing tape on there, because that Geotech is tarred fabric, and it definitely will mar up your plane. But that roll of packing tape, peel that off, put another roll on, or another strip on, and I'm good. All right. I'm launching it.
Safe mode with launch assist.
Put in the launch assist. Motor on.
Motor is hot. Don't get cut.
And into the wind. About a little over half throttle.
AS3X mode.
All right, what we're going to do now, so it doesn't take much. The throws don't need to be very much. We're going to actually turn around. Okay. We're going to get turned around here. We're going to turn with the wind. Now we're going to rip it. Straight up. I'm concentrating on that stripe, that green stripe on that one wing. That tells me which way's up.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right, Let's bring her back by down the runway. A little bit slower and a little bit lower. Now you can fly around like this if you want to. I'm in the AS3X mode. You don't have to go super fast all the time. This is the second time I've ever had this plane in the air. Inverted, no problem. Now I can see where this plane would be very susceptible to what you call a speed stall. And what that is you're going along at a pretty good clip and you pull real hard on the elevator. And you can actually make the plane toss out of its trajectory. You don't want to do that. Mustangs are known for that. All right, line her up for a landing here. Out of my power, I'm just gliding, a little bit of power now, a little bit of power. There you go. All right, like I said, nice little plane, fast little plane. You don't have to fly blazing fast the whole time. Sometimes good to take it up high, cut the motor and glide down a little bit. That way, cool your electronics off. Cut the timer down to 4 minutes because I got an 1800 in there.
Motor is hot. Don't get cut. Safe mode with launch assist. Time remaining 1 minute. AS3X mode.
All right. Just a nice little ripper. Out of the power now, out of the power. Just kind of gliding in, a little bit of power, about 8 throttle now. Let me turn around here. That right there is quarter throttle. For such a small plane, she covers this field like one of my jets. Out of the power, just gliding in. All right. Now,
Prop is secured. Safe to pick up.
we flew for 3 minutes and 29 seconds. And if you're worried, if you're new to the hobby, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, you got a propeller on there and you're landing on the belly. Okay, this is one of the reasons why you want a 2-bladed prop. Okay, as soon as that plane touches down, it doesn't take anything just for the pavement just to tap that prop and it knocks it right out of the way. No damage. Now, it would be a good idea, because over time that's going to get the tips are going to get a little worn from tapping the pavement or wherever you land on. It's a good idea, go ahead and purchase yourself an extra prop. Okay, now you can imagine if you had a 3-bladed prop, it'd be worse. 4-blade even worse than that. So 2-blade prop is best for a belly landing plane. All right, let's check our time. Got an 1800 Superior in there. We still had 30 seconds left of flying on a 4-minute timer, but need to get out of the sun. If I can get a hold of the battery lead. Okay. 49% left, so that's perfect. So really, 4 minutes is still good to set for 4 minutes. That's what I'll do for the next flight. Next flight up, we'll do a speed run and actually put a GNS performance analyzer and just see if I can get this thing over 120 miles an hour. All right, we'll see you in just a few minutes. Hey folks, all right, we're going to do a speed run. Got the GNS performance analyzer in there. We're going to take off into the wind, get turned around, and then go down as fast as I can with the wind, land it, get a reading, and then we'll turn around and go into the wind and get a reading so we can know the difference. Pretty sure with the wind is going to be a whole lot faster. Alrighty.
Motor is hot. Don't
Now,
get cut.
helps if you turn the motor on. For some reason, they fly better that way.
AS3X mode.
All right, let me get turned around here. All right, get back towards the... All right, get ready. We're going to hit it now. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Gonna have to go around a little bit more, bleed off more speed. Out of the power now. Into the wind. There we go.
Prop is secured. Safe to pick up.
All right. Let's see. Now you got with a GNS performance analyzer, whatever vehicle you're using, you've got to have it physically close. And it switches back to Bluetooth and then gives you a reading. Stop. Read. All right. 111 mile an hour. 111 mile an hour for something that's got an 800 millimeter wingspan. And we were up at 230 feet. All right. So, start again. This time, we're reading. This time we'll be going into the wind.
Motor is hot. Don't get cut. Safe mode with launch assist.
Okay.
AS3X mode.
All right, let me get turned around here. All right, I'm going to turn. Getting ready to hit it. Hitting it, going into the wind. All right, I'll give him my speed run now. Yeah, got to bleed off some altitude. Out of the power completely. Back into a touch of power. Out of the power, gliding in. There we go.
Prop is secured. Safe to pick up.
All right. Yeah, I'm glad I got that packing tape on there. Look how black that is on the underside of that. All right, that's what that Geotech does. All right, as predicted, 101 mile an hour. So even into a heavy 10 to 15 mile an hour wind, you're still getting over 100 mile an hour with this little guy. That's with an 1800 Superior with, I think it's got a 65C discharge. All right, let's go ahead and just finish the flight for giggles, for blanking giggles. Y'all know what I'm trying to say there that I won't say.
Safe mode with launch assist.
All right, and this time we'll launch a little bit closer in. Okay,
Motor is hot.
Turn the
Don't get cut.
Turn the motor on.
AS3X mode. Safe mode with launch assist. AS3X mode.
All right, get over here next to camera, Precious. Now we're just going to fly for fun. I'll take it up.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right. Bring it by low and slow. That's a good looking little plane. All right. All right, we're gonna go down here. We're gonna go straight up. 1, 2, 3. You missed that?
I caught what I could of it, honey. You were going up in the sun.
All right, we'll go down here a little further down. All right, straight up in 1, 2, 3.
Again, I caught what I could. You have to think about the sun in my eyes.
Yeah, sorry.
I was watching a bird thinking it was the plane.
Well, they're both up there flying around.
Yeah.
It's a small thing too. Mine has the white wings.
Yeah, well,
I know, honey.
it doesn't make any difference in the sky to me.
Man, you hit the throttle, this thing just wants to climb and go, go, go. It's got power for days. Power for days.
Prop is secured. Safe to pick up.
All right. I think that's good enough. Yep. Definitely the geotech is going to mar your plane, but I'd rather have the runway than nothing. So, all right, let's go ahead and check our battery. Actually, let's go ahead and go underneath the cover and get out of the sun. And we'll do over the rates and everything. All right, we had our 2 speed runs, and now we've actually sat here for about 20 minutes talking, and I have forgotten what the speeds were, but it'll be in the video. Okay. Okay, I believe you. I believe you. To show you where I've got that battery, that is a Superior 1800. I've got it tucked in. There, the frame of the motor has a little buildup around it, so you don't have to worry about the motor, the battery actually touching the motor. But it's all the way in there, and that little box there, that's the GNS Performance Analyzer. You get that at Motion RC. I'll have a link in the video, in the description of the video. And let's show you the CG on the plane. CG is 55 to 60 millimeters back from the leading edge root, which is where the wing touches the fuse. Right there, there's a fiberglass spar that goes all the way to the end of the wingtip, and those numbers are right in front. I actually written them on the bottom of the wing. So if you'll feel for your spar there, then bring your finger about 1 finger pad in from it, and she should CG for you just about perfect right there. I've also got on top of the wing those little black spots. All right, let's talk about our rates. You know what? I didn't give you a battery report, did I? Let me get you a battery report. We've had to come in out of that sun. You know, Florida sun will absolutely rip the hide right off of you. So let me get you a battery report real quick. We had 55%. We flew for a solid 3 minutes that time, and we had our full throttle quite a bit. I've got an AR-630 right there on the sidewall up against, and there's absolutely no problem with the range or anything flying it. Right there. It's on that sidewall right there. Okay. Just indulge me for just a minute. I want to check something just so I can. All right. There was only 47 frame losses, which that's nothing. I don't worry about frame loss until I get up there over 100, like 160 or something. And of course, no holds. So no problem on signal at all. All right. Now, no flaps on the plane. The rates that I flew in was in my high rates, and the ailerons are at 50% with 30% expo. Trying to hold this, and okay. And that's not much. 50% doesn't look like much, but really, that's not much at all. Okay. The elevator is 50%, 30% expo. And the rudder is 70% with 30% expo. And that really, believe it or not, that is plenty. Well, y'all saw how quickly it reacts. All right, we'll go to our AS3X settings, so I don't have flaps, obviously. Make sure your throttle cut is off, okay? And I can set the plane down because I'm not going to be demonstrating. I'm just going to tell you what they are. Just a perfect size plane. All right, now, number one, the AS3X settings are set at a 0.5 gains, okay, 0.5. The gains on roll, pitch, and yaw are 15% on roll, 45% on pitch, and 45% on yaw. Okay? The heading I did nothing with, and this one does have stop lock, okay? My roll is 20, pitch 35, yaw 35. The stop lock, or the release rate, is at 55, 55, and 75, which I don't ever mess with that anyways. And like I said, the gains are at 0.5. You want very little correction because it'll start oscillating really, really quick. I also have the gains adjustable on a knob, and I keep them almost completely off. Almost the AS3X is almost turned off because this plane flies so fast and so reactive. You don't want, you get into an oscillation, you can actually vibrate the plane apart. So, and remember, this plane does have foam hinges. Now, they are reinforced laminate foam hinges, but they are foam hinges just the same. I highly suggest if you're going to land on geotech or pavement, put some packing tape on here. I've got packing tape from here all the way down. In fact, I'll show you. Hope I won't take my paint off the plane. Give her a nice, now I had some marring on there already. Well, I'll do that in the man cave. Well, anyways, there you go. That is the Rare Bear sent to me by Hobby King for a review. Great flying little ripper, an absolute blast. You can talk about, if you guys are like adrenaline going with your RC planes, well, this right here. Mainly because it's going as fast as a lot of your jets will fly, but it's only a quarter of the size. So that makes it interesting, to say the least. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching. God bless each and every one of you. Hobby King, thank you for the plane for review. I'm very pleased with it and very, very impressed with the performance of this. A really wide, fast, and slow performance, and just a great little plane. Y'all have a good, and God bless you. And don't forget, faith, family, friends, God is good, and Rare Bears. Bye-bye.